I like to look at evidence for the Book of Mormon. I like to try to figure out the geography of the Book of Mormon. Those things are interesting to me. But I know that there are many people who say that you shouldn't do that, that it's a distraction or a waste of time. If you spend your time looking at evidence and the geography, it takes you away from focusing on the spiritual aspects of the Book of Mormon, so it's more of a distraction. You shouldn't need it. Your testimony should be based just on the spiritual aspects and the spiritual confirmation and not look for physical evidence to support your testimony. And I wanted to provide a response to that because I disagree with that. And first, my first response is that I reject the idea that physical knowledge, scientific knowledge, observation are somehow off limits or inappropriate to consider in helping your testimony and in developing your testimony. Now, a testimony needs to have that spiritual confirmation, but observations, experience, knowledge, including scientific knowledge, all of those things can also be helpful for coming to knowledge and to building a testimony and to build your testimony correctly in things that are true. So we are told and taught that we can learn by study and by faith. So there's two ways of learning. One is through a spiritual method, through faith and the spiritual confirmation. Another way is, as we know, through study and observation and science. And we have been taught that we shouldn't be afraid to accept and seek and receive knowledge from whichever method that it comes through, whether it be through scientific knowledge or by study or by faith, and that we're told that the truth will eventually all be fit and circumscribed into one whole, and that true science, true religion won't conflict. They'll eventually come to a knowledge of truth and be reconciled. So any seeming conflicts are just a matter of working out some things that to get to the truth there. So all truth can be accepted, whether it comes through science, scientific study, or by faith. All truth is truth, and our goal should be, in a testimony, is to have a knowledge of the truth. Knowledge builds testimony, and and I feel like this idea, the idea of whether study of the evidence, study of the geography, this kind of studying the Book of Mormon, I feel like that idea can be tested, sort of like other ideas can be tested in the same way under Alma 32 to see whether it's a good idea or not. For me, as I've studied the Book of Mormon, and in particular, as I've continued to study the evidence related to the Book of Mormon, and to really dive into that, I did a lot in the DNA, focusing on that. I've done a lot into other scientific evidence, archaeological evidence. Looking, for me, I'm interested in the Heartland theory and the Hopewell, and looking at those sites, and then also looking at the geography of the Book of Mormon. What I can say is that for me, I can tell that it's a good thing, because like it has in Alma 32, for me, it's helped my understanding to grow. To me, I have felt enlightened. To me, it's become delicious to me, like he describes there. And for me, as I do this, I feel the Spirit, and I say, okay, I know this is a good thing. Now, if there are some of you who feel like, okay, you started to look at the evidence, Book of Mormon evidence, or geography stuff, and it just was a distraction to you, or took you away from what you should have been focusing on, or took you away from the spiritual aspects of it, or was causing doubt or harm for you, then don't do it. If it wasn't working for you, then don't do it. I don't know what to say as to why. I mean, maybe it's because you were looking in the wrong place, or maybe it was just a time for a trial of your faith, or who knows what. But for me, what I have found is that it has been helpful for me. And for those that say, well, maybe it's a distraction that keeps you from looking at the more important or spiritual aspects of the book, I would say it hasn't been for me. I mean, if anything, as I've studied the evidence related to the Book of Mormon, it's fueled a fire to study more and to learn more. So clearly, I have been studying and doing more with the Book of Mormon as I do this than I would have otherwise. So it hasn't been a distraction to me. It hasn't been a block to me. And I would say that I think if you look at most of the people that really, the faithful members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that look at this stuff, I think you would probably see that most of them really catch a fire that is helpful for them in building and growing your testimonies. At least, anyway, that's my experience. I hope that as I do videos related to the evidence and to geography, I'll try to lead you through those in a way that it will be beneficial and uplifting for you. And I hopefully that will be the case. But anyway, so those are my thoughts on that. Anyway, if you're interested and you like the content, please remember to like and hit subscribe and notifications, and I look forward to sharing more with you.